because I'm having a purple kind of day. And it starts off real easy. So you can pull some yarn out of your bag. You've got like 5 pieces of yarn that you can choose whatever color you like, or if you have something that you like at home, go ahead and grab that. So I'm going to start off, this is called finger knitting, so we're using our finger. And I'm going to tie a little knot right here. And then this is going to end up being our clasp at the end to close off. I'm making a bracelet today. So this is going to be what closes that off.
Get a good shot here.
Yeah. Miss Deanna is our camera person today.
Yeah.
Hi, Miss Deanna.
Hi. Please let me know if you can't see anything or you need Miss Peggy to go over it again.
So I've got my loop and I'm holding this long string here. We can cut that off a little bit later, but this helps you to pull things tight. So I'm using my left hand with my loop because I'm right-handed. If you're left-handed, you'll do it the opposite. So you hold your long piece of string and you're going to loop it around and make a second loop, and then I add that to that short one, pinch it, and then pull this up and over, and then adjust it so it pulls a little bit tighter. Now I'm going to go with my second loop.
Okay, hold on.
My second loop, same thing. And then I just kind of pull it tight, and it makes a little chain. Now you can go as long as you want with these. You can make it into a bracelet, or you can do a necklace. So,
go nice
3
and slow
chains
one more time here.
Over the finger, hold it like that. Take your fingers, pull the first one up and over, and then you kind of just wiggle a little bit so that it tightens up into a link. Over and over. Tighten a little bit. Loop, pull, wiggle. Loop, pull, wiggle. Loop.
Is this called, did you say daisy chain already?
Well done. I did not say daisy chain. That might be what it's called.
I could be making it up. Let's just call it a daisy chain.
A daisy chain. Yes. So pull it over, and it's that little wiggle, like I said, that's what gets it tightened. If you don't like it, you can take your finger out, pull it, and you start right all over again. So
now, how tight do you want to pull it for each one?
So, like I said, I wiggle a little bit until I see it at the point that I like the way it looks.
Yeah, not too tight, though.
So it kind of looks like a braid, too. It looks like braided hair. But I would not suggest doing this with your hair. But you could do it with embroidery floss, really just with thread, with the plastic lanyard type thread. It works with lots of stuff. Up and over, pull that loop, tighten it. Sometimes you gotta adjust it back down this way. Over, hold, pull that loop over, wiggle it, loop. So now, I know there's a lot of people out there who know how to knit and crochet. I never learned how to do that. This is really the only way that I know how to do the finger knitting. I don't even know if that's what you call it. It might be called, might be more accurate to say finger crochet, but
yeah. It's like a combination of both.
Yeah, we always called it finger knitting when I was a kid. I'm going to go a little bit longer because I'm going to make a bracelet out of this. But this is fun. This is something you can do in front of the TV. You just got little scraps. If you saw some of the art kit stuff that I was showing you the other day, keeping little bits of colorful thread and yarn, fabric even, you can make. You can start going real fast once you get the hang of it. And you could make a bunch of these lines, cut them off, and then sew them together to make a little rug.
Oh.
Now the nice thing is thread is is flexible. I'm going to do just a little bit more just in case. But so thread or yarn I should say, stretches. Alright, so I think that's about a good spot. I'm going to cut it off with some scissors, pointy end away from me, towards Miss Deanna. Deanna. I'm having the hardest time with people's names.
It's okay. My uncle called me Diana the other day. He's known me for 35 years.
Miss Severia, who I never have trouble with, I called her Syria yesterday. I'm having a hard time this week. Okay, so I'm going to do this. There's my loop from the beginning. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick a bead. I happen to have some beads here, and actually, Miss Deanna brought me some. She brought me a nice little tray to hold it in the wind today. So I'm going to take a look. Like, you can use a bead like that. These are some paper beads, which I'm hoping we're going to do some paper beads this week too. Ooh, there's one that's got some purple on it. I think that one is big enough that it's going to hold this pretty well. So let's see if I can get that yarn through. Yes, I can.
Yeah.
So I thread that through, and now I'm going to tie this a couple times, I think, just to make sure it holds. And anything that's like hanging off at the end that you want to clip, you just do that afterwards. But you want to make sure you have enough space, although you could just tie something else back on.
Oh, that's for the end, to hold it together?
Mm-hmm. So, I do this.
Oh, I forgot that I'm recording. I'm so into this.
And this little bead goes through my circle, and there's my latch. And so, now I have a cool bracelet with a nice little
Cute.
bead on the bottom.
And you could probably put beads on the whole thing, too, if you wanted, right?
Yep, you could. You could add beads along. You could always put one in, tie it off, and then start knitting again. In fact, maybe we should try that on the break, and I'll see if we come up with something for our second live video later. But so this is all you need is some yarn, some button. You can use a button, a bead, anything that you can, anything that you could tie off. Especially if you have something that you really like. It's something. It's very cool. Maybe it falls off a jacket that you love. You can always hold on to that. I know parents probably don't want me telling everybody this, that you can save all this stuff for later, but then you can turn it into something you like. You could do this. You could put it on a necklace. It would all be really easy to do. So that's our finger knitting craft for today. Something easy for you to do. And then we're going to be checking out the videos. Big truck coming down the street. We got the first video coming up is our very hungry caterpillar painting with Mrs. Licorice. And so check that out. Check out the playlist. We'll add in our the Facebook Live stuff. Will go on the YouTube playlist as well in a little bit. Have a great time.
Thank you.
See you soon. Thank you, Miss Deanna.